God closes old doors to open new ones. It is a profound truth that often becomes clear only in hindsight. Life is filled with moments when opportunities we longed for slip through our grasp or relationships we cherished come to an end. These experiences can feel like loss, but they are often divine interventions meant to guide us toward something greater. When God closes a door, He does so not to punish us but to redirect us. He understands the bigger picture of our lives and knows that some paths, no matter how appealing, are not aligned with His plan for our ultimate good. Trusting this process requires faith, for it is in surrendering our will that we make room for God's greater purpose. God closes old doors to open new ones, even when we struggle to understand why. We often cling to familiarity because it feels safe, but God desires growth and transformation for His children. The closure of an old chapter is His way of inviting us to step into the unknown, where His promises await. Sometimes, the pain of a closed door is the necessary catalyst to awaken our spirit, forcing us to seek Him more earnestly. Through prayer and reflection, we begin to discern the beauty of His plan. The new door He opens might lead to blessings we never anticipated, opportunities for healing, deeper relationships, or fulfilling our purpose in ways we never imagined. When God closes a door, it is often a call to trust His timing. We live in a fast-paced world that glorifies instant gratification, but God operates on a divine timetable. The waiting period between a closed door and an open one is a time of preparation. It is in these seasons of waiting that we learn patience, resilience, and reliance on Him. As we navigate this in-between space, God molds our character, shaping us into vessels ready to receive His blessings. The closed door becomes a reminder that He is in control and that His plans are always for our good, even when they diverge from our desires. God closes old doors to open new ones, but He also provides us with the strength to move forward. Closure can be challenging, especially when it involves letting go of something or someone we held dear. Yet, God's grace is sufficient to carry us through the pain. He walks with us in our grief and confusion, gently reminding us that His love never fails. The Holy Spirit becomes our comforter, whispering truths of hope and renewal into our hearts. As we release the past, we make room for the new blessings He has prepared for us. When God closes old doors, it is an invitation to grow in faith. Each closed door is an opportunity to deepen our relationship with Him. It challenges us to trust that His plans are better than our own, even when we cannot see the full picture. Through prayer and seeking His Word, we find reassurance that He is working behind the scenes for our good. Closed doors teach us to prioritize His voice over the noise of the world, fostering a faith that remains steadfast regardless of circumstances. God closes old doors to open new ones, leading us to greater joy and purpose. While the transition may be uncomfortable, it is also a chance to discover His abundant provision. The new doors He opens often exceed our expectations, revealing His ability to do immeasurably more than we could ask or imagine. These new opportunities align with His vision for our lives, bringing us closer to fulfilling His divine purpose. As we step through the open doors, we carry the lessons from past seasons, equipped to embrace the future with faith and courage. Ultimately, God closes old doors to open new ones because He loves us too much to leave us where we are. Each closure is an expression of His care, guiding us toward a life that reflects His glory. The journey may be filled with uncertainty, but it is also filled with His promises. Trusting Him in the process allows us to experience His faithfulness and grow into the people He created us to be. In every closed door, there is a message of hope. God is not finished with us yet, and His plans are always good. Continue. God closes old doors to open new ones, reminding us that His plans are higher than our own. Often, we find ourselves fixated on the loss, questioning why God allowed certain opportunities to slip away or relationships to end. Yet, in those moments of uncertainty, He is orchestrating something far greater than we can comprehend. Closed doors are not rejections, they are redirections. They are His way of protecting us from settling for less than His best. As we release our grip on the past, we begin to see the fingerprints of His grace on every aspect of our lives. Each closed door becomes a stepping stone to a brighter, more fulfilling future designed by Him. When God closes old doors, He also calls us to examine our priorities and align them with His will. Sometimes, the doors we desperately want to remain open represent areas of our lives that have become distractions from His purpose. He lovingly removes these things to refocus our hearts on what truly matters. In doing so, He creates space for spiritual growth, deeper intimacy with Him, and clarity about our calling. This realignment is not always easy, but it is necessary for us to walk in the fullness of His plans. As we let go of the old, we are invited to partner with Him in the new, experiencing His power and provision in ways we never imagined. God closes old doors to open new ones, teaching us the value of surrender. Letting go requires humility and faith, but it also brings freedom. The doors we try to force open or hold on to can keep us trapped in cycles of frustration and disappointment. However, when we release control and trust His wisdom, we find peace. Surrendering to God's plan is an act of worship, acknowledging that He knows what is best for us. It allows us to step into the flow of His grace, where His timing and purposes unfold perfectly. Each time God closes an old door, He is preparing us for a season of renewal. The closure is not an end, it is a beginning. New doors often lead us into uncharted territory where we are stretched beyond our comfort zones. Yet, it is in these places of uncertainty that we discover His faithfulness. The challenges of the new season refine us, strengthen our faith, and draw us closer to Him. We learn to rely on His guidance, trusting that He is with us every step of the way. Through these experiences, our testimony grows, becoming a beacon of hope for others navigating similar transitions. God closes old doors to open new ones, offering us a future filled with promise and purpose. The pain of the past does not define us. Instead, it prepares us for the blessings to come. As we walk through the doors He opens, we step into a story of redemption and grace. Every new chapter is an opportunity to glorify Him, to use our gifts for His kingdom, and to experience the fullness of His love. In time, we come to see that every closed door was a divine act of mercy, leading us to the abundant life He has promised. In the end, God closes old doors to open new ones because He sees what we cannot. He knows the desires of our hearts, but He also knows the path that will lead to our greatest joy and fulfillment. His love for us is perfect, and His plans are always good. When we trust Him with our lives, even the closed doors become reasons to give thanks. They remind us that we are held by a God who is faithful, who turns every ending into a new beginning, and who makes all things beautiful in His time. God closes old doors to open new ones, and this truth echoes across every area of our lives. The process of a door closing can be unsettling, yet it is always purposeful. Imagine a gardener pruning a tree. To an untrained eye, the act of cutting away branches might appear destructive. But the gardener knows that the pruning is necessary for the tree's growth and fruitfulness. In the same way, God closes doors in our lives to make room for the new growth He desires. The relationships, opportunities, or seasons that end are not lost, they are transformed. Through them, God plants seeds for a future that is richer and more fulfilling than we could ever design on our own. His divine pruning is not an act of harm but an act of love, guiding us toward His perfect plan. When God closes old doors to open new ones, He invites us to trust Him with the unknown. Trust is the foundation of our relationship with Him, yet it is often tested when we face change. The human tendency is to seek control, to plan every step, and to resist the discomfort of uncertainty. But God calls us to release our grip and place our confidence in Him. Trusting Him means believing that even when we cannot see the new door He is opening, it exists. It means walking by faith and not by sight. This trust is not blind or naive, it is anchored in His character. Throughout Scripture, we see countless examples of God's faithfulness. From the Israelites crossing the Red Sea to Paul's transformative ministry, God has proven that His ways are higher than ours and that His timing is perfect. God closes old doors to open new ones, and in doing so, He shapes our identity. The closing of a door often challenges how we see ourselves. A lost job, a broken relationship, or an unexpected transition can shake our sense of worth or purpose. Yet, these moments are opportunities for God to remind us of who we are in Him. Our identity is not found in the roles we play, the titles we hold, or the approval of others. It is rooted in the truth that we are His beloved children, fearfully and wonderfully made. When a door closes, it is an invitation to reconnect with this truth. It is a chance to let go of the labels the world places on us and embrace the identity God has given us. In the process, we discover a deeper sense of purpose and a greater confidence in who He created us to be. When God closes old doors to open new ones, He teaches us the value of His presence. One of the most beautiful aspects of life's transitions is the way they draw us closer to Him. In times of uncertainty, we often find ourselves seeking His guidance with a renewed fervor. Prayer becomes more intimate, and His Word becomes a source of comfort and direction. These moments remind us that God is not a distant observer but an ever-present help in times of need. As we draw near to Him, we experience the peace that surpasses understanding, even in the midst of change. The closed door becomes a sacred space where we encounter His presence in profound ways, finding strength and hope in His promises. God closes old doors to open new ones, often revealing the hidden potential within us. Each transition is an opportunity for growth and transformation. When a door closes, it may force us to step out of our comfort zones and embrace challenges we never anticipated. These moments of stretching can be uncomfortable, but they are also where we discover the gifts and abilities God has placed within us. Perhaps the closed door is an invitation to start a new venture, pursue a dream, or deepen our faith. As we step into the new season, we realize that God has been equipping us all along. The lessons from past experiences, both joyful and painful, become tools for the journey ahead. When God closes old doors to open new ones, He reminds us of His sovereignty. Life is unpredictable, and change is inevitable, but God's plans are never random. Every closed door is part of a tapestry He is weaving for His glory and our good. His sovereignty means that nothing happens by chance. Even the doors that close due to human failure, disappointment, or unforeseen circumstances are under His control. He works all things together for the good of those who love Him and are called according to His purpose. This assurance allows us to face life's uncertainties with confidence, knowing that our steps are ordered by a loving and all-knowing God. God closes old doors to open new ones, and through this process, He teaches us how to embrace transformation. Change is one of the most consistent aspects of life, but it is often accompanied by resistance. We cling to the familiar, finding comfort in the predictable rhythms of our routines, relationships, or plans. Yet, God's plan for our lives requires us to evolve. Each closed door is a sign that a transformation is underway, a spiritual, emotional, or even practical renewal. The difficulty lies in surrendering to this process without knowing the outcome. God's Word reminds us that He makes all things new, Revelation 21 verse 5, and this includes us. The changes that follow a closed door often reshape our perspectives, attitudes, and hearts. We become more compassionate, more resilient, and more aligned with His purpose. These transformations, while challenging, are a testament to His ability to bring beauty from ashes and purpose from pain. When God closes old doors to open new ones, He shows us the importance of faith-driven patience. In our modern world, the desire for instant results often conflicts with God's timing. After a door closes, there is usually a period of waiting before the next one opens. This waiting can be one of the most difficult aspects of the journey. It is a time of silence, when doubts creep in, and we begin to question whether God is truly working on our behalf. However, these waiting periods are not wasted, they are seasons of preparation. God uses this time to strengthen our faith, teach us patience, and refine our character. Just as a seed must remain buried before it sprouts, our hearts must be cultivated in the waiting. Faith-driven patience reminds us that God is never late, and His timing is always perfect. The wait becomes a sacred opportunity to trust Him more deeply, knowing that what He is preparing will be worth it. God closes old doors to open new ones because He desires to build a deeper trust in His plan. Trust is not something that comes naturally to many of us, especially when we face uncertainty or loss. Yet, it is in these moments of vulnerability that God invites us to lean into Him. Closed doors force us to confront our fears and doubts, and in doing so, they reveal the areas of our lives where we have not fully surrendered to His will. Trusting God does not mean we will always understand His ways, but it does mean we believe in His goodness, even when circumstances suggest otherwise. Over time, as we see how He works through closed doors to bring about greater blessings, our trust in Him grows. We begin to see that He is not only the God of open doors but also the God of closed ones, both of which are essential to His divine plan for our lives. When God closes old doors to open new ones, He also creates opportunities for healing. Many times, the closed door represents a chapter of our lives that was marked by pain, struggle, or disappointment. While it may feel like the end of something we desired, it can also signify the beginning of a healing process. God uses these moments to bring closure to unresolved issues, mend our broken hearts, and restore our spirits. He reminds us that His plan is not to harm us but to give us hope and a future, Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Healing takes time, but it is through this process that we are made whole again. The pain of a closed door becomes a stepping stone toward restoration, allowing us to step into the new doors He opens with a renewed sense of strength and purpose. God closes old doors to open new ones, and in doing so, He equips us to walk into our destiny. Every closed door is a part of the preparation process for what lies ahead. Sometimes, the lessons we learn from closed doors are precisely what we need to thrive in the opportunities that await us. For example, a missed promotion at work might prepare us for a leadership role that aligns better with our skills and passions. A relationship that ends might teach us the value of self-love and boundaries, enabling us to embrace healthier connections in the future. God is always working to equip us for the good works He has prepared for us. Ephesians 2 verse 10. The closed doors are not failures, they are stepping stones that prepare us to walk confidently through the open ones. When God closes old doors to open new ones, He reminds us that His ultimate goal is our growth in Him. The journey of faith is not just about achieving earthly success or happiness, it is about becoming more like Christ. Closed doors often refine us, teaching us humility, patience, and perseverance. They strip away our reliance on worldly measures of success and draw us closer to the eternal truths of His kingdom. In the process, we grow in our understanding of His love, grace, and sovereignty. The new doors He opens often provide opportunities to serve others, share His love, and glorify Him. Our faith becomes more than a belief, it becomes an active relationship with the One who is guiding us. God closes old doors to open new ones because He wants us to experience the fullness of His promises. God is a God of abundance, not scarcity. The doors He opens lead us to lives marked by joy, peace, and purpose. But to step into this abundance, we must first let go of what no longer serves His plan. Closed doors teach us that His plans for us are not limited by our circumstances or past mistakes. They remind us that His promises are true and that His faithfulness endures forever. As we walk through the new doors He opens, we experience the reality of His promise in John 10 verse 10, that He came to give us life, and life to the full. Finally, God closes old doors to open new ones because He has a greater purpose for our lives. His plans are not just about our happiness or success, they are about His kingdom and His glory. The new doors He opens often lead us into opportunities to serve others, share His love, and make a lasting impact. Each transition becomes a part of a larger story of redemption and grace. As we walk through the doors God opens, we become co-laborers in His mission, bringing hope and light to a world in need. The closed doors are not the end, they are the beginning of something far greater than we could imagine. Through each closed door and every new beginning, God is writing a story of redemption and grace. Trust Him, for He is the author and finisher of our faith, and His plans for you are always for good. In these truths, we find comfort and encouragement. The God who closes old doors is the same God who holds the keys to every new opportunity. His plans are good, His love is steadfast, and His purpose is eternal. Even when the path is unclear, we can trust that He is leading us toward a future filled with hope, joy, and purpose. As we embrace the doors He opens, we step into the fullness of His calling, confident that He is with us every step of the way.